So, in an effort of full disclosure, I have made one other Cult of the Lamb video, but it sucked. Like a lot. So this is my redemption arc. I am going to try to make a video that is not dog shit about this game, because this game is sick. And the content I make for it should also be sick. So sit along for the ride. So one of the first things I do in this run is, absolutely steal some of Leshy's devotion. Because how you can just steal devotion. It's a simple equation, truly. Like, how does that work? Honestly. Stealing devotion. But then, like, he just straight up doesn't pass the vibe check, comes back and calls me unworthy, which is not the worst diss I've been called, but I think it's just a bit too personal. So after he just straight up doesn't pass the vibe check, one of his, like, I don't know, Instagram followers shows up. His name was like Failfar or something stupid like that. I don't know. Clearly his parents hated him, which would explain why he's so angry. He had a really rough childhood, but he just sort of fights me a lot, and of course I beat him with no challenge because I'm skilled and good at video games. Okay, no, I got the rhythm of this boss right now. Ooh, he's getting faster. There we go. Oh, I like this little guy. Followers will never sleep. Okay. So after clowning on a mini-boss and doing awesome, I go back and declare my first doctrine of the entire game, be the good old Bonfire Ritual. Raises faith and stuff, though I'm really waiting for the stay at home and Taco Bell ritual. I practice that one in real life. It does wonders for my mental health. So, after the classic doctrine that I introduced, I then welcomed the new cult members, Fion and Jono. I like them both a lot, mainly Jono, because I mean, it's cool. Like, that guy has like at least 3 friends. I then officially named my cult the Lunchtime Squad. I think I was hungry, even if I wasn't. It's a good name. Yep, the Lunchtime Squad. So while performing the everyday sermon, I wound up being able to get an upgrade, you could call it, and unlocked Bane weapons, which are weapons with Banes. I'm not very funny. While doing my regularly scheduled, mass homicide in this game, plowing through enemies left and right, I came across the opportunity to buy a person to save his life. And I got the most conflicting set of feelings of, I should save his life and I shouldn't buy people. I bought him. Not sure what that says about me. So after a brief interaction with 3 of the cult leaders, I ran into yet another one of the Leshy simps by the name of Barbados, like the pirate from Pirates of the Caribbean. This time, I also won just as easily because I'm still good at video games. So after I beat this one, the same thing as last time happened, in which he turned into a normal-sized person and joined my cult. Which just sort of brings me to a brief tangent I have to go on. What is with the way you gain followers in this game? Because, like, sometimes it makes sense. You save them from almost being ritualistically sacrificed. Yeah, no, I'll do just about whatever you say, just chillax a bit. Right? Like, just don't sacrifice me, we're in cool here. The irony is when you take that person and sacrifice them. But that's besides the point. But, like, the last guy I got, I bought from a spider who was going to eat him after kidnapping him. Could you imagine that situation? You get kidnapped by, like, your natural predator. He's about to eat you. Then some dude comes along and is like, you know what? I could use a slave. Like, what is your feelings in that moment? Is it mostly bad? Is it mostly good? Like, I'm not being eaten, but what is this dude gonna have me do? And then, probably even more bizarre than all of that previous situation is, he sits you down and is like, alright, hear me out. My cult. Join it. Be a pal. What a bizarre circumstance. And then this, you beat up the followers of other cults who've turned into monsters, and they become scared, and then you bring them to your cult. Is that how the Crusades went? I choose to believe that's how the Crusades went. One more. Anyway, after that puzzling little bit of thought, I visit good old Lord Voldemort in the dimension of pure light. And I'm sorry, but with a sketchy name like the one who whatever the hell's... Yeah, the one who waits. That's a Voldemort name. But he just casually is like, hey, want the ability to read minds? Like, yeah, I do want that, thank you very much. Game is bizarre. So, after doing some agriculture work with the lunchtime squad, I decided it was time to head back out into the forest to, you know, give Leshy a piece of my mind. Howdy, buddy. And in that forest, where I expected to find nothing but hostility, I found what every good video game needs. Fishing. I found the Fisherman. It's gonna teach me to fish, and this game will be perfect. Super shortly after I meet the good old Fisherman, Leshy shows back up to tell me that I'm annoying and that there's no way I can win. Little does he know I'm now fueled by the power of the Fisherman. He was doomed the moment I found that fish. So after all of that smack talk, I finally find him in the boss arena, surrounded by his cult members. He actually has 5 of his cult members sacrifice their life to him to give him more power. I don't need the crutch. I'm gonna finish my my win streak, my first try win streak on every single boss without fail. I'm gonna first try him. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna hit him left. I'm gonna hit him right, and anyway, you ever heard of farming? I take this time to finally use the Bonfire Ritual to lighten everyone's spirits in these trying times. I take the briefest of moments to beat fucking Ratto, whatever the fuck his name is. I beat him at his own game because he's a loser, and I'm not. I've never lost at anything. Yeah. Then I decide to take some calming moments to fish. Technically getting food from my cult, but really just fishing for the fishing. Now we have the all-holy run back. The best of the century, determined to win this time more than anything else. I'm gonna stab him, I'm gonna slice him. I brought an axe this time that has poison on it, because is just a smart choice, really. Like, what are you gonna do against a poisoned axe? Block it? Nuh-uh, poison. Barbados. Victory. First try. So, having completed our journey in defeating Leshy, we were posed with a truly philosophical question. What is a shepherd without a flock? To which I came up with a truly philosophical answer. I don't know.